Do you remember the day that you closed on the marble company?
It's funny you bring that up because that was actually the scariest moment of my entire life.
Because it was all on you now.
That's it. I had begged and begged, and this is all I'd wanted. And I remember going to the bank, do the closing, and I ride with the ex-owner's back.
They will hand you the keys when they dropped you off.
And it was it was terrifying, that ride back, because I was like, if this doesn't work, nobody's ever going to believe me again.
Yeah, I'm a leader. This is my arena. This for all the dreamers, all the believers.
Welcome to another episode of East Texas Unfiltered. I'm your host, J. Chad Parker. Today I wanted to have a guest on the show that did me a wonderful job, and you look at it each and every podcast that I put on. It's this table. I looked at this table. I know that we selected stone to make it, but the fabrication process and the end result was absolutely beautiful. And I wanted our audience to hear from a company that lives here in Tyler, operates out of Tyler, that can produce product like this. Craig, thank you for being here.
Chad, good to be here.
Craig, I know your history. I know you went to Robert E. Lee High School because you were a year behind me.
Correct.
You went on to TCU where you majored in finance, and you always seem to have kind of this draw to having your own business. Is that right?
Oh, I always do. That's what I wanted to do.
Yeah. Tell me what your influence was. Like, why did you think you wanted to major in finance, and why did you want to have a business yourself?
That's the way I grew up. My dad had always owned his own companies, and here in East Texas, and that's all I knew. And to be honest with you, we were blessed and had a good life, and so I wanted the same thing.
Right. I mean, when you are control freaks like you and I, you normally don't like to work for other people.
True.
Am I right? And when you get used to nice things, you want to have a company that makes money, and your dad was a very good example of that, was he not?
Yes, he was.
I mean, because I knew Jim, and for people who don't know, Jim Barry, your father, and Leonard Leifer, they owned Crow Towing.
Correct.
And when you were growing up, did you ever do any work at the business in summers or things like that?
Without a doubt. Yeah, I did. So, yeah, we when I was in high school, if there was a truck wreck or something, it could be 2 a.m, and he would call, and I would round up all my buddies, and we would go on the side of I-20 and unloading a truck or something like that. And I drove tow trucks when I was in high school even.
Really?
I don't think you could do that.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. I don't remember you ever having a CDL. So, Barry was known for, pushing the envelope. There also was some questions about some of the missing goods on the side of the highway that you were over there picking up.
Yeah, I only remember some peanuts one time, but that's about it.
But your dad, as successful as he was, he was a working man type, wasn't he?
He was. Leonard used to say sometimes when they would have a guy missing, he's the highest paid tow truck driver in the state of Texas. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because Jim would actually drive the truck when needed, and he owned the company.
He would do whatever needed to be done.
Part of that good lifestyle that your parents provided included an education at TCU.
Correct.
How'd you like Fort Worth and TCU?
I still love Fort Worth. My daughter went to TCU as well. So, yeah, I love Fort Worth.
Yeah, and I mean, for all those people that aren't in the inner circle like we are, your daughter was the Rose Queen just here recently, wasn't she?
22. Yes, she was.
I guess you still paying for that, or is that's a pretty expensive endeavor, isn't it?
It was. I'm still recovering, but it's worth it.
I know you will.
She's a great girl.
She is a great girl. Okay, so you get out of TCU, you've got a finance degree. Do you contemplate staying in Fort Worth, going someplace else, or is the plan I'm coming back home after college?
No, I really, for some reason, wanted to be in Austin. And so,
yeah, I mean, that was a great place in 91,
and early 90s, all through the 90s. Austin was great. And so that's where I wanted to be. And I had been looking the last 2 years that I was in college for a business purchase. And it's a lot harder than you think to
To
find
find something for sale?
right? Because either somebody just wants to cash out for a ridiculous amount, or they've got something that's just really not viable.
They're in trouble.
Correct.
Right.
One of the two. And so I looked for 2 years and couldn't find anything. And I moved to Austin. I had a job at a Toyota dealership down there, and trying to learn the finance department and everything there. And that was a learning experience in a lot of ways because I got to talk to.
You were the guy giving the guy the wrong interest rate or charging him too much?
I was learning because it didn't last long, and it was, and so
it's exhilarating there in the finance department.
Yeah, I've got some stories, but what happened is I was very frustrated. And I was talking to my dad one day, and he was like, son, I really can't help you down there because I don't know anybody. I know bankers here. I know people here. I know. I said, I can't help you. And he's like, if you want to come work for me, I can't pay you very much, but you can come work for me. So that's what I did. He said, while you look, and so that's what happened.
Okay, so you did actually come back and work for Crow Towing,
yes,
kind of in this window while you're also scouring the area for a business that might be viable?
Yes, I was in the office dispatching and doing anything that they needed me to do.
What year was this, Craig?
This was would have been the end. Let's say I graduated in May of '91. This would have been the very end of '91, going into '92.
All right. So you got here about a year before I came on back, right? Because you were already here, and by then you had gotten to this Berry Marble, I think.
Correct.
Right?
93.
That's what I remember.
Yeah.
All right. So what businesses can you recall that you'd identified as maybe potentials for either you and your dad to back, or however it worked out, to buy?
Yeah. Like I said, there weren't very many that were viable. And I was, I don't know if you remember, there was a savings and loan crisis. And so there was houses available, but you couldn't make very much money to qualify, and so I had a good friend, a friend of ours, who made too much money, so he needed somebody who didn't make much money, me, to purchase the house.
Is that the house over there on 5th or wherever it was?
7th Street.
Yeah, I remember it.
Yeah. And
we know who that guy was who was making a lot of money back then. Yeah, we thought that was crazy, right?
Well, he was doing very well. And so I bought the house with the understanding and agreement that I would sell that after the period of time back to him. And so
did you sell it back to him?
Of course I did.
Okay.
Yeah. And so but yeah, I bought the house, so that was my first house. But in the closing room, I overheard somebody outside talking about this marble company that the guy wanted to sell. And so
I can't remember his name. What was the name of the company before you?
He went by his initials, which were OD.
Right. That's what it was something just not, he was no marketing genius.
No, he had actually.
OD Marble.
He had actually bought the company, for his daughter and son-in-law who lived in Phoenix, and he had bought it for them, thinking that they changed their mind.
All right, so he had a marble company and nobody to run it,
and he wasn't interested,
except good old Jimmy Dunklin.
Jim Dunklin was there. Yes, yeah.
Which that was a good hand to have as a younger guy buying a company, right?
Without a doubt. He had been there since '78, and so he had already been there a long time. A good guy. Yeah,
he was a good guy. Now, tell me how you go from overhearing somebody in the lobby to actually getting in touch and being in a position to buy the place.
Well, I wasn't in a position to buy anything.
Or at least in the position to be talking to somebody about it.
Well, I just went and talked. And so that's what I did. And then the guy was very interested, and then looked at the numbers. They weren't making any money, but
there's some assets.
And he didn't want anything. He was not motivated at all to work. So I saw opportunity there. And then what I did next was I went to my dad and mother and said, I think this is a good opportunity. I can't do it. My dad is not one to give anything away as far as business. He doesn't believe that's the way you do it. And he said, I'll tell you what, I can get you a loan. So I didn't get any money. I just got a loan
to buy the company,
and I'm going to own part of the company.
Right.
And because nothing is free.
Right. Okay. And that kind of fits with the old school, hardworking Jim Barry.
Right.
Right. I mean, like, hey, nobody ever gave me anything.
Right.
I'm gonna help you, but I'm not giving you anything.
Right.
Did Jim participate in the business, or that was just his deal? Like, hey,
that was it.
I'm just going to own part because I'm just like a money partner.
He didn't participate. No. Now, if I had, like we would talk about financial stuff and everything like that, but he couldn't have told you anything about stone or anything about countertop or nothing.
He wanted to know how it was doing, though,
Correct.
because he owned an interest, and you were his son, and he probably wanted you to do well.
That's right.
And he had some experience, life and business that he probably passed along to you.
That's right.
All right, so you finally close on the deal. Do you remember the day that you closed on the marble company?
It's funny you bring that up because that was actually the scariest moment of my entire life.
Because it was all on you now.
That's it. I had begged, and this is all I'd wanted. And I remember going to the bank, Citizens Bank. It's not Citizens anymore. But so we go do the closing, and I ride with the ex-owners back because I'd left my car. At the
they were going to hand you the keys when they dropped you off,
and it was it was terrifying, that ride back, because I was like, if this doesn't work, nobody's ever going to believe me again with anything, So
they'd say, like, your parents would think, Craig, you can't identify anything good, or you ran something in the ground that could have made it.
Yeah,
right. I mean, there was no way out for you but success.
That was really, and. We haven't talked, so I can't believe you brought that up. But yeah, that was a terrifying moment.
But, it reminds me of so many people that end up being successful and take chances. It's like Teddy Roosevelt's. It hangs in my wall. The man in the arena, right? It's not the critic that counts, but it's the guy who's bloodied and he fights and he fails and he keeps trying. But, I mean, like you say, there's a lot of anxiety that people might not appreciate. Oh, your dad helped you get a business. Oh, isn't that nice? Right.
That was actually the scariest stuff.
Right. It's not as easy as it sounds.
No.
Okay. So let's cue up. I'm seeing you. You're getting out of the car with an old guy who's happy to hand over the business. Hey, son, good luck. Right.
Pretty much.
All right. Do the employees know you're buying this thing?
No, they knew quickly. I had a meeting. I was the youngest person there. So
you were actually 25?
23.
23.
23, the youngest person there. Very small company, only 8 people. And
nowhere to go but up.
So you had basically this kid coming in and having a meeting and telling everybody what we're going to do, and I didn't know anything.
And you didn't know
Nothing.
The nuts and bolts about the stone, marble, granite, any of that.
Nothing. I knew numbers. That's all I knew.
All right. So you were coming in with the credibility of a college-educated boy, right?
Basically, but
Jim Dunklin's over with the pencil behind his neck, going, hey, who is this guy?
Yeah, but growing up around my dad's companies, for all of my life, riding in tow trucks when he and Leonard had the body shop and running the Sanders and being around guys and being around customers and I understood that part of it as well, not just like the accounting part.
Right. I mean, it's like a guy or a person who has a comfort level with a part of the working man that would be really the backbone of your company. That's who you were introducing yourself to.
Yes.
The guys that did the manual labor.
Yes.
They measured, they sawed, they cut, they got dirty, they drove, they installed, they worked late hours, they came back, right? I mean, that's what they did.
That's it.
Now, when you started, it was called, and I guess you changed the name to Berry Marble.
Correct.
And were you exclusively just marble back in 93?
Yes, that's really all we did. We had when we started, we had the culture marble plant. Things have evolved so much.
I know we're going there, but I'm going all the way back to the Genesis.
Yes,
okay,
culture marble plant.
Nobody's talking granite. Nobody's talking quartzite. Nobody's talking Brazilian marble yet.
No, it was culture marble and solid surface. And solid surface was like Corian.
Okay, and Corian is a brand name product.
Correct.
And how is it different from marble? So back when you got these two choices in 1993, how is Corian different?
Corian, manufactured by DuPont, it's a half-inch product. You can make it any thickness you want on the front.
When you say manufactured, did it come in long sheets? Or was it poured into a mold?
Well, it's poured in a mold to make the sheets.
All right, so you just buy these long sheets from DuPont, and then your people would cut them.
That's right.
And back in the day, there was no robot cutting machine, was there?
No.
I mean,
it was all hand.
Yeah, if somebody made a mistake, that's waste.
True.
If somebody measured wrong and cut wrong, that's waste.
True.
Did that happen a lot when you first started working in the company, or were the people that were already there just already pretty good?
Again, I'm just going to tell you, I've been really blessed with great people, and all the way to now. Most of the people that work at the company have been with us
a long time.
Yeah, most over 10 years, some over 20.
Yeah, that's true. Anybody who's not honest about that, I don't think is being honest. Like, a lot of my success, honestly, can be attributable to about 5 women. My paralegal, my wife, and some other people that, make me look good, do a lot of the work, and so I understand how, you're not in the back.
Right. I'm not.
Miter sawing.
No, I'm not.
And running the business. But the business, it seemed to take off, though, as I recall.
Yes. Here's what happened. Bought at the right time.
No doubt.
And so everything started to grow.
Home building started just
because when I first purchased the company, there wasn't a whole lot going on. There weren't a whole lot of houses being built, and there was probably really 10 good builders in the Tyler area, and
right.
I can't even count them all now.
Your favorite, Ken Dietz?
There's so many great guys.
Right, but you always liked Ken Dietz, right?
Yeah, he did a lot with Paul Schubert, and so there's just there's so many. I was thinking
now
about
there's
that.
So many builders,
and there's so many good ones. They really are.
Well, that's good, but your business, it starts growing, and as I recall, eventually you made a decision to branch out away from Tyler. Tell us about that.
I did. In 1997, I had an opportunity to buy a company in Forney. So I bought a company in Forney.
Was it similar in size to OD Marble when you bought it?
Well, here's what happened. Granite was starting to become the thing.
Okay.
So I'm a firm believer in you just go where your customer wants to go, and that's what you do. And
if they want granite, you get in the granite business.
Whatever we're going to do. And so we were using this company to fabricate our granite
for the Tyler area.
Right. So we became pretty much their
biggest client.
Right. And so what happened is I was just like, let's just buy the company. And so we bought that company. And then after that, I bought a company in Royce City, and I think maybe a year and a half later.
What was Royce City, and how is it any different from the other one? Was it just location?
It was just an opportunity. I had a vendor come to me and say, "Hey, this guy is not doing well, and I think there's an opportunity. He's got some good clients. So I went to the clients, and then I had a meeting with his employees that I asked him if I could do, and they all wanted to stay. And so ended up purchasing that company. And then
What's Roy City doing? Are they doing marble cultured stuff, or are they doing granite also?
They were doing a little bit of granite and also the culture marble. But the key thing there is they had an inside track with D.R. Horton,
which is a huge home builder,
huge
in the Dallas
publicly traded, so giant. So they had an inside track.
You're like, hey, I've got a big customer just waiting to be developed.
Correct. And so what happened is then I had another opportunity to buy another company just outside of McKinney in 2001.
Is this Farmers Branch?
Well, we're going to get the building in Farmersville, but this was just outside of McKinney. And so I had these 3 companies all up there, and then I had an opportunity to buy a building in Farmersville, which is just right down the road from McKinney, about 20 miles. And so 110,000 square feet, I could put everything under one roof. And
when you say everything, are you saying Roy City, those businesses, you were going to move all of them under one roof?
Correct. And that's what I did. So
when you say move, other than the people, which might live in different areas, and they might say, hey, I don't want to go to work way over here. I mean, I don't know if that was a problem or not.
It really wasn't, because it's kind of a corridor. If you can imagine a corridor on the east side of Dallas, that's the corridor.
Okay. I would assume you'd have to move equipment, machinery, things of that nature.
Yes, and
maybe even upgrade instead of.
2 of the properties were leased, and the one outside of McKinney I owned with that purchase, so I had to sell that piece of property.
Did you use that opportunity to say upgrade or purchase any new equipment? Since a lot of people, like when they're going to a new office or they leave stuff behind and they kind of upgrade. Did you do that at all?
We did. That was when really, from about 1998, 99, housing exploded. And for example, we moved into the new building. We were buying equipment, it seemed like every month. And D.R. Horton in 2005, I think we did over 1,700 homes for them alone.
In that 1 year?
In that 1 year.
And is this primary, the cultured, poured in the mold type of marble, or is this granite or some other kind of?
Maybe quartz for the kitchens and then cultured marble for the bathrooms.
All right. Cultured marble would probably be, if people are thinking about this and trying to understand, the solid surface industry. Mm-hmm. Marble would be the one that's poured into a mold.
Cultured marble.
Right. Different colors, little swoosh, and then.
Or solid, right.
And is that product used much anymore?
It is a lot, not for countertops, because there's so many, there are better products for countertops, but showers and tubs, it's completely non-porous, it's completely sanitary, and you only have soap and water, so you're not going to scratch it up. So it really is a lot. So even on the higher-end homes in a lot of the
guest bathrooms,
we use them.
Right, because I guess the knock on marble that I understand it, and it doesn't apply in a bathroom, would be a hot pan, and you can sear the surface, right, on marble? Is that right?
Oh, we're talking about cultured marble. You wouldn't do that in the kitchen,
right,
at any time.
Because of?
Right. It has a gel coat surface on top, which makes it non-porous, which is perfect for what I said, like tubs and showers, but that can burn.
Right. I mean, and the non-porous is good when you talk about red wine stains and things of that nature, but it would get seared, if you will, and that's why it's used where it's used, right?
Correct.
And the fact that it's poured and not mined, or it makes it a cheaper product, right?
It is one of the least expensive products you can do in the bathroom.
All right. And then, the industry was evolving when you bought the company and started to grow your company into solid surfaces, which were already prefabricated sheets that were the Corian product, right?
Right.
And are those porous? Are those suited for kitchens? Or are those also bathroom only type things?
Definitely suited for kitchens as well. It is possible to burn, but it's at a very high temperature.
Okay. So that's a better product. And is that a kind of a less expensive product than granite, and why people maybe were using it when all that home building was going on?
The strange thing is granite at that particular time in the late 90s, there wasn't very many colors, maybe 10 colors being brought into the United States, really, and except for super high-end projects. And so there just wasn't a lot of option. And that's
What are
the
the
way it
colors?
was.
Black, you know?
Yeah, you had dark green, like Ubatuba, you had black, and absolutely black. You just didn't have a whole lot of options. They were good products, but there wasn't a whole lot there. And so the industry was kind of just getting rolling. And once it did, that's when your solid surface, your Corian solid surface started to go to the wayside, except for commercial applications. Like it's great for hospitals and everything like that because it's non-porous. But as far as housing, granite took over.
All right. And granite is it sourced in the U.S. or is it outside the country?
Most all granite, not just in the United States, but all over the world, from Brazil.
All right. And that's interesting. Why do you think that is, that most of the granite is sourced out of Brazil? I mean, is there a reason for that geologically in our historical record, or cheap labor to get it mine it out of the ground?
No, it's. I don't think it's the cheap labor. It's just because that particular spot on the planet just seems to have the greatest source of stone. Many different colors, many different options, all the way from now the quartzite and hard marble and granite.
All those products come from Brazil?
All Brazil.
Okay, so there's granite. Is granite the high-end product for, homes and customers that you a lot of times do work for?
Granite's not the high end.
What is it about granite? Every time people say granite, you got granite countertops. It sounds like you've got something nice.
Well, you do, but when I say it's not the high end, the thing about granite is it's the least expensive in stone, all the way to some of the most expensive. And I have to explain to people all the time, it's not like buying a car.
It's like a diamond. I want first choice granite.
Well, not just that. Some of the least expensive stone is the best stone. And by best, I mean, there's no fissures, there's no nothing. It's awesome.
It looks like a solid.
And some of the harder to work with stone is the most expensive, and it's about rarity in the ground. So it's not like I've got whatever X brand of car or I've got a Mercedes, and you have to look at what you want and how it fits what you want, and you can't go really by price because it doesn't correlate the same way.
I know your business is a lot of times relationships with people that hold a lot of these stockpiles of slabs of granite, right?
Yes.
I mean, you take customers around and y'all actually look at very unique pieces that are available in the Dallas area primarily, I think, right?
Yeah, it's Dallas. We have importing partners in Dallas, Austin, and there's no way. I was telling you there might have, when we started in stone, there might have been 10 colors. There's 10 new colors every day. Oh. And so you can't have it all. So you have to have all of these partners, and you've got to have them everywhere, because the most important thing is the customer.
And so the customer nowadays with, websites, photography, pictures, they can look around and say, hey, I like that, or I like that. And is that how you show people the multitude of colors that may be available for their project?
Yes. It just starts by asking questions.
Like, hey, what kind of color are you thinking? Brownish, orangish, greenish? Right. And then you go from there.
And the other great thing with over the last 10 years with, of course, Google, and now with AI, it's even better, is people come in way more educated.
Right. There's so much more knowledge.
They know the material. I've joked with some of my clients. I'm like, if you ever need another job, because they know their stuff, and so it's really nice. And then they just need you to guide them and let them know what the pros and cons of everything. There is no such thing as perfect countertop. Everything has its pros and cons.
What about quartzite? That's another commonly used material. What is that, and how is it different from granite or, say, cultured marble?
Oh, well, cultured marble is manufactured. Okay. So, and granite quarried, and quartzite is quarried just like granite.
Okay, when you say quarried, somebody has to cut it out, blast it out of the ground.
That's it.
All right.
And then it's these giant blocks and slide.
It's like going and getting a Swiss cheese cut at the grocery store. They carve that thing one after the other, and each of those may look a little different.
Slightly, but they're bookmarked, and that's the way we like to get it. That way, when you put them together, they can be perfect.
All right, and okay. So that
quartzite is awesome because people like.
They don't like seams.
They also like a veined look,
and they like the vein to be connected all the way through.
And so, yes, they like that. But the first granites that were brought over, like in the 90s, were very speckled, and it's kind of evolved.
They were just early into the quarry,
right? People like natural marble, that dates back.
I mean, the Romans used marble,
but natural marble is veined and it's beautiful, and we do a lot of it.
Is it quarried?
It's quarried. It's quarried. Whether it be Italy or hard marble in Brazil. So
wait, you said Italy, and then you said hard marble in Brazil. Is there something different about where they're quarried in Italy versus Brazil?
The Brazilian marble is a little denser.
Is that compression in the earth?
Honestly, that would be something that a geologist could tell you better than me.
That was my geology question.
Yeah.
Is this compression more, and therefore the material's denser in Brazil than it is in Italy?
It's denser.
Okay.
For the most part. It just
I didn't give you the heads up on the geology questions.
No,
I'm sorry.
No, but it is denser. We run tests on all the products, and but it's definitely denser. You can use it in a kitchen, no problem.
Okay, so that's a marble. The Brazilian marble, Italian marble, both of those can be used in a kitchen?
Yes. Some of the Italian marbles, especially the less expensive Italian marbles.
There's no absolutes in the granite business.
I would be like, I would be careful about using it in the kitchen. It depends on how you use your kitchen.
Right. I mean, people, and you have to assume with customers that there's a certain amount of abuse that they're going to engage in and then pretend like that they didn't understand that you weren't supposed to do that.
Well, that's why the whole point of educating about it. And you got to, what we want to do is try to find the right product for the client.
All right. So this is the current logo, Berry Marble Granite.
Yeah, I think the newest one has red, which I like better. But anyway, yes.
All right. So, okay. So we've talked about some products. Let's look at them now, just to kind of let's look at some granite. People that are watching this, and maybe they've done a little research, but they don't know exactly, because now we're starting to see things. Now, this green in this bar, it looks to be with my favorite drink, and why I picked the picture is because there's the Ciroc vodka over there. Do you see that?
Right. I do see that.
So I chose this one. Is that my house? No, I'm just kidding. It's not. But that is granite, is it not?
That's granite, and that is more like that's probably, if I had to guess, probably 2005.
Are you saying that the granite is getting better than it was early in your career owning these companies?
Better is not better.
Looking better.
Looking.
Okay. You said the early stuff was speckled. Are you saying that that's a little speckled?
Correct.
All right, let's go to the next one. All right. Now, this is a beautiful bar here. And
it is a beautiful bar.
And did your company happen to do this bar?
Yes.
And wonder where that is.
Yeah.
Hey, that looks awful
gorgeous.
familiar.
And that's
Look at that Ciroc up there
that's
on the
more,
top shelf.
more modern. Yeah.
You see that Ciroc up there?
I see it. Same.
All right. So this is granite, right?
Right.
Less speckled.
Yes. More veined.
And this was done last year.
Right.
And now let's go to the next slide. Now, do you see this fireplace?
Yes.
All right. This is the same product.
Right.
And it's a granite product. And, in the early years, I didn't see people go floor to ceiling with the granite. Is that something that was done back then?
Not very often.
All right. I mean, obviously it costs more.
Yes.
And then, if you looked at the product placement, you needed enough granite to do the bar, to do this room, the top in here. Do you have to have two slabs, or how do you make sure if you're trying to do two areas the same that you have enough product?
Well, we usually have about 100 different products that we do buy only what you need. And so the client does not have to worry about how many slabs. We go straight by the square footage.
Okay.
So if we have to go barely into another slab, the client doesn't have to worry about that because we know we're going to go through it because we buy the whole bundle.
Right. And so you've got it. And if there's a mistake and you need some more, you have some on hand. And that's what y'all do as part of your business practices.
Correct.
All right. Let's go where we're going next. Okay. We're going to marble, but I think we're going to go hard marble here, I think. This kitchen, popular design, right? The island, right. Remember the old days, how you had the dual island where you had something low and then you had something up here?
Yes.
It's all changed now. What do you call this?
It's just all one level. Yeah. You used to have the split a lot. We don't see that as much as we used to. And that one's got the waterfall edge.
That's what I was looking for. It's
yeah.
a waterfall edge.
Waterfall edge on the end. And if you can see, even on the inside right there, that's not just the rough edge that's been sandwiched on the backside, so you can even see that.
This is
nice.
Marble.
That one is marble, or might even be a quartzite.
Okay.
It's either a honed quartzite or a marble. They're hard to tell.
All right, because sometimes when they're white and the products look a lot alike.
Sure.
All right, let's go on to something else. Okay. Now this brings up an interesting comment that I'd like to make. I mean, that's not a kitchen countertop. That's not in the bathroom. That's not in my bar. What is this?
That's Calcutta gold. It's Italian marble, and it's that tabletop, and that's a very nice stone.
I mean, do people call upon Berry marble and granite to make them things that are outside the norm of things that go in a house as part of the bathrooms, kitchens, and bars?
Yes, I mean anything that you could possibly cover, we've done. Whether it be we've done walls that out of onyx or something that looks like artwork, so it's not just countertops. It's not just countertops.
All right. Well, I mean,
Brent just got some awesome stuff.
Yeah. What's the? What are some of the unusual things that you have made people out of stone?
Oh my gosh. We're doing now. The newest product in our business is porcelain, and so porcelain can look like anything. It can look like the most perfect piece of Calcutta gold marble, or it can look like rusted metal. It can look like all sorts of things. It's a completely non-porous manufactured product, and it's the newest thing. So
non-porous is good,
yes,
for kitchens.
It's good for just about everything, but it's several different thicknesses, so it can be lighter weight. So to answer your question, we had a client in Highland Park and did this unbelievable Calcutta gold, to be honest with you, kitchen. And he's big into dogs. And so he wanted basically kind of a dog feeding station for his dogs out of the same material in the kitchen, automatic water thing.
He didn't like them plastic bowls laying around that kitchen in Highland Park.
No. But it kind of spurred us on. We knew not everybody would want that. So what we did is we created a line of porcelain, which looks just like it, dog bowls and that people could buy. And
Is that on your website?
That's not on the website. We in fact manufactured some last week.
Yeah, I mean, because I've heard you talk about that before off camera, the dog bowl thing, and I've seen some of them, including at your house. And is there any other products that you plan to make that are smaller like that could be more consumer items that kind of just you thought of out of the business that you already had?
Yeah, we've got out of that product. We've got charcuterie boards and things like that.
Right.
So
I mean, that's
it's just the thing about it. I've always wanted to do that, but our product, granite, quartzite, quartz, it's also heavy. And so with the porcelain, you get the perfect look. You get.
Is it durable?
You can't burn it.
Porcelain sounds fragile to me. Like if you handed me a porcelain, plate or something, or a porcelain figurine, I think I'm going to break it.
It's thicker than the plate. You could break it if you slam it down or something.
You say man-made. Is it whipped up in a mix of some kind, or?
Yeah, it's like quartz is another man-made product. It's pressurized and heated, so it kind of mimics or tries to mimic what the Earth does.
I mean, do you make those products or do you buy those?
We buy those
prefabricated.
Right.
All right. Now, I mean, I can't move past this moment without looking down at the table we're sitting at. Now, who made this table?
We made that table.
Right, and it was a custom request, right? I said, hey, can you make me a table that lights up and is, fabricated with metal to hold and this is what you guys brought out, right?
Yes. It's an unbelievable, beautiful onyx.
I mean, it's very impressive. And I just wondered if, do other people, I don't know if this reminded me of the Grove, right? So, right. But we outdid the Grove with the miter saw on this one, didn't we?
I think so.
All right. Let's go on to the next slide. Okay. Now, what is this product?
That is a Brazilian hard marble. It's Panda. It's awesome.
Because, I mean, how hard is it? Like I said, you got this stripe through the island, and then you have it in the backsplash of the behind the oven. You got to kind of have pieces that kind of look alike, don't you?
Well, that and probably the harder thing right here is you see how on the edge on the island, how it just looks like it folds straight down. I know that this piece is mitered and it's but to make it appear thicker than it really is, but you've got to line that up perfectly, and so that's what you do, and that's why our digital process is so nice because we can make it perfect.
We're going to show a little bit of that in a minute about, the precision and the equipment that your company utilizes versus, I don't know how other people do it, just maybe the old way.
I think most companies in the state of Texas and even around the United States, they probably do it the old way.
What would you say right now, as we've talked about a lot of the stuff thus far that makes your company, Berry Marble and Granite, different from some of the other companies doing the exact same thing that you're doing?
I think our people, first of all, and then the investment that we've made in equipment.
To ensure not only efficiency, but also consistent outcomes?
Without a doubt.
I mean, because that's a killer, right? I mean, mistakes, remakes, all of those things in your business is nothing but wasted product and wasted time.
Without a doubt. And at the end of the day, the most important thing is the client. So if they're not happy.
Right. I mean, that's right. I mean, you want people saying, which I say all the time, there's nobody, you should not go to anybody but Berry Marble Company. I mean, I say that all the time, and obviously I'm biased, but quartzite's on the screen now. Is that any different from what we think about quartz?
Very different.
Okay, because they sound almost the same.
And people get confused all the time.
Is that quartzite?
No. Quartzite is natural stone quarried out of the ground. Quartz is a manufactured product.
Okay.
And it's manufactured in slabs, and it's very popular, especially with designers, because it can be consistent. So if you look at a sample, that's what it's going to look like. Out of the ground, each bundle can look different. Now, this particular one, that's spectacular. And
All right, this is a fireplace
yeah.
that you have built floor to ceiling, and it looks like you've built a mantle out of the same material. Is that what y'all did?
Yes, and the different angles and that one, I know exactly which one this one is, and that was a very complicated project, but it was fun. It all goes together. You could see how the vein flows all
Yeah,
together.
I mean, it almost looks like it was built together.
It just looks like it should look like a block.
And then we move in on the closer at the corner.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the precision, to put that together, I guess it would involve not only the cutting of the material, but the installers, the guys that they're actually out there on the job.
It's everything. It starts with digital templating, and on this particular one, even a design. And then from that, it goes to the CAD department, and this material has been selected. And so our CAD department takes the photos of the slabs, and then they build this, and then it is sent to the client for their approval. They can make any changes that they want, and then the CAD department will make those changes. Once it's approved, then it goes to the plant. Then the CNC machines and all the machines down at the plant have to cut all this perfectly. Then the installers have to do a perfect job in the field.
Right. I mean, that sounds like a very difficult undertaking, from me or someone as a client going, hey, this is what I want, to actually executing and that fireplace looking the way it does at the end.
Yes. Yeah, it is.
You mentioned automation, and I know, and I want to show this video because I took this from your website. I know it's older, but I think it speaks to the investment that your company and you've made into being in a position to do the type of jobs that we just looked at.
From start to finish, it's pretty much all digital. Everything is bar-coded, so the machine can read what's on the table at any particular time. It's a CNC water jet and CNC saw, all combined in one. It's exact, it's precise, it's perfect every time.
All right. That's pretty impressive looking. Just the technology in Tyler, Texas for a marble company, a granite company, might surprise people because, I drive by and I see other businesses out there and, looks like a bathtub. Looks like a rack with some granite laying in there. And I'm just wondering, how do they do it is what I keep asking myself when I drive by, if they don't have what you have.
Most of them focus on putting slabs out, and then they have to
ship them to a fabricator,
pay somebody else to fabricate.
Yeah.
And a lot of them do not own their own fabrication facility.
Okay. So, yeah, it's kind of like Craig T. Berry, right?
Mm-hmm.
1994, 95. Granite's starting to get hopping.
Mm-hmm.
So Craig goes out to Roy City and he has them fabricate for him.
That's right.
That's what they're doing. What you did is you evolved your business from that point to where you were also the fabricator.
That's right.
Tell us the benefits to the customer, not just the efficiencies to the company of being not only the person that's there for the design, talk to the customer, but do the fabrication on site.
It's really about control. It's about control of
and that's one of your favorite things.
The whole quality of the product.
Right. You don't want somebody else messing up the job on the part that you didn't have control of.
Right. Because you don't want to be the middleman with that fireplace. You don't want the client calling you saying this fireplace is not what I want, and then you got to turn around and make another call.
Right. And I can see that happening where builders unfortunately sometimes get blamed for poor contracting work.
Right.
Right. Because they're talking to the builder like, hey, this isn't what I wanted. Right. And I'm sure, you probably have to walk a fine line sometimes between, the builder of the project, the customer, and if something didn't turn out quite right.
I mean, you always do.
Or they're unreasonable. There's that too, right?
I've doing this 32 years. So yes, I've come across, thank goodness, very few unreasonable people. But and our builders and designers and architects, most have been working with us a long time, and we have good relations, and they are super talented. So we can have a dialogue, an honest dialogue, where we can say, you know what, this might work better this way, and they actually will listen.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure. I mean, I think it would just be jeopardy on your part if that is the homeowner, the remodeler, the person that was the customer, didn't have a clear understanding of what the strengths and weaknesses was of each product that they were wanting to have.
That's right.
Right. Like, I want this, says the homemaker who is dead set on this color and that thing. Right.
Right.
And they're wanting it in a place where you say, I see an awful lot of bottles of red wine, in this wine cellar, right? There's going to be a chance for some red wine stains.
Right. And I always think about this story from about 6-7 years ago, and had a lady, and she wanted this Italian marble on her island. She was doing restoring a house that was from like the 1920s. And so I explained everything about the pros and cons, and hey, this can get scratched up and it can get stained. And she goes, I cannot wait for it to get scratched up and stained so it looks old like the house. And I'm like, you're the perfect client. So, but you just have to have that.
But when it got
conversation.
Scratched up and stained, was she still happy?
She's happy.
I mean, I found myself getting upset a couple of times in a project based on fear. And the fear was based on the lack of understanding of what defects could be cured on some of these solid surface products, right?
Right.
Because, you go through and you're remodeling, and the guys that are doing their work, a lot of times they are not interested in your stuff. Right? I mean, they're interested in doing their job, and a lot of time that involves a drill that they are working with.
Right.
And that drill oftentimes is sitting on my marble and my countertops with a drill bit in it.
Right. Your expensive countertops are now a workbench.
And I'm wanting to get in the house, and it's been 10 months, and there's only one of those slabs left in the world, and they're all gone. And I'm thinking to myself, this could be dire. I'm very upset with that guy, right? But I did learn and have learned you guys can cure and fix many of the scratches and the things that occur to some of these products, can't you?
We can.
All right. And I think people would really be interested to hear this because, I plan on being a lot nicer to that contractor next time that I see him with that drill.
I might not be.
But yeah, I mean, look, there were some scratches, right? And I don't know what it was. It was a bathroom product at my house. And, I know you guys are like, oh, don't worry, I think we can get them out. And sure enough, they were gone. I mean, I don't know. Is there kind of something you could tell people that were listening who may have a deficiency or defect in one of their solid surfaces in their home, and they've just been aggravated, but they don't realize there's a fix?
Yeah, and there's not always a fix.
Right. I'm not saying there is.
But what we need to do is just analyze it and look at it. It depends on what material, and it depends on how bad. But most of the time, we can fix it or make it look a whole lot better.
Yeah, well, that's good to know because, you get some single scratch in the middle of it. And if you're a little OCD like me, it'll drive you crazy, that thing sitting there.
No, that's what happens. You get one spot that 90% of people will walk in and they can't see, but it's there. And so that's really all that matters.
I mean, I think anybody hearing this show, listening to you talk, clearly determines you're intelligent, you're thoughtful, you have a superior product and equipment to make it work. Do you have a lot of building relationships here in Tyler, or is the work that you do primarily somewhere else?
No, a lot, Tyler. Now, it's almost like two companies. We have commercial stuff that goes all over the state, but then our housing is really from Dallas and basically 60, 70 mile radius from Tyler. And that's all custom and all
Fabricated here in Tyler.
Whatever, all done here in Tyler. Yes. The plant that we were talking about in Farmersville, we sold that plant, 255 people working there. I didn't even know everybody, which is one of the reasons I wanted to sell it. And we have 40 something now, and I know everybody, thank goodness. And so we sold that in 2008.
All right. And so
everything's done here, to answer your question.
So you've told a story about growth, evolution, and, kind of back to this area, but with more sophisticated equipment and, maybe a higher end customer. Is that right?
Yes. And it feels right now like, it almost feels like in 93, 94, 95, I feel like it's about to really take off again.
Really?
I do.
Okay. Some people have suggested that, but they've really not provided any evidence. And also people are a little gloomy. They're like, I'm not sure, we're having interest rates are high. What do you think? And are you talking about Tyler specifically, or are you talking about around the state?
I'm talking about around the state, but Tyler in particular, or Tyler in the surrounding areas. Tyler has always, and me owning the companies in Dallas, and actually when we didn't talk about it, I had one in Fort Worth as well. And so that was a more up and down market. Tyler has always been, in the 32 years I've done this, a lot more steady.
Right, because retirement community, people are always moving in. People are always remodeling.
You've got a lot of the medical industry, which people have good jobs, and legal industry, and so it's just been steadier. It might not have the ups, but it doesn't have the downs. So, but I do think there's going to be some rate decreases in 2026.
I mean, we're all hoping, right?
Right, and everything else in the economy is looking relatively solid. The only outlier is housing, and there is a big pent-up demand
for houses,
and there's just not a supply. So it feels a lot like that, like I said, that early 90s to mid-90s before it really exploded. So I think 26 might be the beginning, and that's just my gut feel from having lived it before.
Well, I mean, it's good to be optimistic. And obviously, you're in the front lines of orders.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, I don't see people ordering marble, granite every day, right? You probably can track that by the day, by the month, by the week, whatever, right? And just feel something may be happening.
That's great. We're doing more bids, more and more bids. And then for the first time in a while, we've even had a few of our builders sending us spec home bids, which we have not had in a while.
Right. For granite?
Right. I mean, they're doing a spec home. And so we haven't had that in a while.
What about, product cost? Do you have product cost that, is subject to inflation, tariffs, anything that can affect the pricing that you ultimately do for the consumer?
Yes, a lot of our stuff is subject to tariffs and things like that. But what people don't know is a lot of the tariffs have been eaten by either competition or the companies know that they need to sell into the United States.
Brazil in particular?
Right. So they don't make big changes, no matter what the tariff is.
They don't hike the prices,
correct.
Accordingly.
Yeah, they don't. And so what was worse was, what was it, about 3 years ago, 2 years ago? Inflation really hit just across the board. And so that was worse. In fact, in all the years I've been doing this, I've never seen it like it, where we had to make in 12 months 3 price increases, and I've never done that. And so.
And people who just did something a couple of years ago, they go in and try to do something, they get a price, and it's kind of like sticker shock, right? Wow.
That's it. And I think that hurt housing and remodel as well, because I had no idea it was going to be this expensive.
Well, I mean, you certainly seem like what you do is more of an art, than a contractor job. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about specialty stone. And do people get into the details of trying to select a certain grade or quality of product, or is that just generally dealt with by the budget that they have?
That's one of the most fun things about what I do is I like dealing with that. I like the challenge of, all right, I want this, but here's my budget, and let's figure it out. Because there's so much out there right now. I mean, there's so much. There's almost always a way to figure out.
To make it look like it for the same price that they can afford.
That's it. I mean, there's almost always a way.
Anybody watching this and says, well, there's no way I can afford what we'd like to have, you're telling them, yes, there is a way.
There's a way.
And it may not be the same, but it's going to look about the same. And that's really what you want.
Right. You just got to talk. That's it. You got to talk to us, tell us what you want. And that's it. We can figure it out.
Now, a person who is watching this show and they're interested, they're in a product, a project right now, or they're thinking about it and they want to kind of, come and talk to you. Where do they go? Or how do they make an appointment to talk to somebody about, kind of honing in on something they want?
Definitely call, old school way,
But that's what I mean. They call. Okay. Mm-hmm. After that, is there going to be any face to face? Are they going to see anything, or is this just going to be over the phone?
What would just call? Let us know you're coming in. Tell us what your project is, and like if it's new construction, bring your plans with you, or email them to us. We won't keep your plans, and you'll come. We'll go through the showroom. Then we'll go down to the plant and the slab yard, also at the plant. If you want to take a quick tour, we love doing that as well. It's pretty cool just to see. And so you pick out your stone, and we'll schedule to template and go from there.
All right. Every week, are y'all doing bids, having people come by? Is this an ongoing, pretty busy type business?
All the time.
Are there times of year or months that for your business, the Granite, the solid surface, is it all about the same, or is there highs and lows during the year?
It's all the time.
Well, that's a good, when I had Taylor Fitzgerald, he did a real estate one. I said, how you selling houses? He wasn't over saying it. That's all the time. So, what I'm saying is,
I need his job.
That's a positive. That's a positive for you, in the industry. And,
people are like, oh, it's December, it's probably slow for you guys. And now one of our biggest months ever was December.
But I did make reference to this, and probably something towards the end of our show. I mentioned diamonds. You remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Because there are some grades to the Granite, are there not?
Yes.
And I wasn't like crazy just coming up with, hey, because diamonds are, this A, B, or whatever the numbers are.
Right.
I should know as many as I've given away. But you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Do people ever come up and say, I want this grade of Granite? Or is that just a non-issue?
No, they do. And we, it depends on what color, what material, on how many grades there are.
Why would it matter in Granite? Some hard old rock. Why would anybody care what it was graded?
Commercial grade stuff, which we would never ever
put in the house.
Put in a house, yeah. So it usually has fissures and different imperfections that people are going to see, but we don't even bring it in.
I mean, as far as your company, you're making a pitch, to someone who's listening, to give you a chance, to let you bid, to show them what your company's capable of. I mean, what's the pitch that you give them?
Just come talk to us. I will be glad to show you everything that we do. We're completely transparent with pricing, transparent with, you could see our plant, transparent with everything. So just come talk to us. We're just here to help. We've got really good people that know, and all they want to do is help you.
And nobody likes surprises. And so that's the benefit. And it sounds like your company yourself, that's your philosophy, but the equipment, the precision with the equipment seems to leave little room for a surprise at the end result.
It's not, and I've been doing this so long. I remember where, the worst thing you could get was a customer calling you and saying, I love it, but I didn't think it would quite look like this. And now they get to see it before it's ever cut. So I don't get those, we never have those calls. None of our people have those calls because you chose this, and this is what everybody agreed on, and it always looks good and everybody's happy.
Well, do you see any type of, what's the progress in your industry? I mean, is there any artificial intelligence that's further integrated in your business that you foresee?
I think that's coming. I really do. I mean, as far as the machines go, we're right now
robotics.
We've got a robot that moves the slabs around, and we have a new arm that is a CNC water jet, and it's incredible. I was telling you about that. It's just like the ones that are used in the auto manufacturing business all over the world, and they just adapt it to our industry. But the thing about it is I think AI is coming. AI is already used because with all the changes with material, our people use it right now to find out about a material that might be brand new. And so, it's just right there. And also, like I was saying, I think it's great when with the customers, and they're so much more educated.
Do you think the plant gets further automated with robotics? I mean, in your industry, just based on, you've got a big slab, you've got cutting, you've got precision measuring probably done with AI. I mean, does that seem like your business will maybe have less employees in the future and more equipment?
No, I don't see that at all, because what the automation does is, besides what we talked about, precision and quality and things like that, it's also, in this business, you got to think, all of this is very heavy. And so we have robots moving slabs around, because the worst thing in our business is you don't want people moving this stuff around.
Right. I mean, that's an injury waiting to happen.
So, but it really doesn't affect, you have to have people running the machine. They have to program the machines.
They have to meet with people.
That's it. and I've told you in private, like, my business, the complicated thing is this: every single job is different. So
every measurement is different.
Everything is custom. We're not making one thing, this is over and over. I mean, everything is different. So you have to have these talented people that know what they're doing.
It seemed like that the Home Depots and all of those people got into the solid surface game back when, right?
I mean, Home Depot, they don't actually fabricate anything. They just call somebody else.
They started selling it though at some point. Is what I'm saying.
Right.
And you've kind of, you've adapted and you've kind of fought through those years to where we are and the things that you've talked about that you do now. Right.
Right.
And it sounds like, you seem to have some credibility. I don't know if you do in the industry or not. Are you a member of any groups, or is there even groups of people that are focused on solid surface and the way things should be done and that type of thing?
Yeah, we're a member of the artisan group, and that's, I believe we're up to like 36 members across the United States, and there might be 2 in Canada. And it's the top-notch, very best fabricators across the country. And also Natural Stone Institute, and that is an accreditation that is unbelievably hard to get.
Do you have that?
We have that,
All right.
and it's unbelievable. It's very hard.
Okay, so
very few people have
if
it.
somebody asks somebody else, hey, do you have this natural stone accreditation? You're saying that it's not something they can just fill out a form and get.
Absolutely not.
All right. And the artisan group, you're saying is for fabricators, which your company is,
Right.
and there's only how many in the United States?
36.
Well, Craig, that's impressive. Just from a little old guy from Tyler, Texas, to have a dream, to take a chance, and to be successful. I applaud you, of course, because I'm your friend. But people who are listening to this should see what you've done on your own, and maybe it inspires somebody to try something like this. Thank you for being on the show today.
Thank you. Definitely didn't do it on my own, but thank you.